if you are attracting a man who is a problem, then sis, the problem is you. Because there's women out there in my organization who don't even meet the energy of a man who is not a good man because of who they are. They don't even meet that energy. And if they do, it's like water and oil. It just falls away and boof, it's gone. So women that talk about the men are the problem, no, you're the problem. You're the liar. You're the cheat. You're the person with low integrity. You are, right?
Welcome to Hardly Initiated, where real men talk real shit. Your host, Tyshawn Jackson. And I'm here locked in here today. Ryan Ketchens, co-host, what's popping?
Yo, woke up to a blessing this morning, man. Alive and well. So we on one.
We are on one today, man. This is going to be a hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen.
I knew that from the get-go, though. As soon as I checked out our next guest page, I was like, yeah, it's about to be one.
Let me tell you, we do some deep research on the people we present to you guys. And let me tell you, it's verified, it's qualified. We have the founder of I Want a Good Man University. Yes. And first of all, just by the name of that, y'all ass need to be some students.
Right.
You
Both
know
men
you need to
and
be
women.
some students.
Both men
right?
and women. Yeah.
Facts. We have with us here today Dr. Stacii J. Johnson. Welcome to Hardly Initiated.
What's up?
I love it.
See the audience is cheering for you right now. Wave at them.
I love it.
Wave at them.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
First of all, that intro, that energy is powerful. Oh my gosh, your intro, Tyshawn, like really. And then, Ryan's over here like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
YouTube
boy.
description. Yeah.
Exactly. No, but I love it. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here, y'all, for real. I mean, it's good to sit in front of two brothers who are even having a conversation and then taking the conversation to the people. Yeah. That's what I'm all about, like for real. And you did say, I want a good man university. Let me tell y'all about I want a good man university.
Tell me about that.
First of all, words of power, right? We can all get anybody, but it is a quality. There is something about you that has to be special to get a good man, because I believe that the good man, his energy is up here, right? He's been tried, right? He is in therapy. He's been through therapy. He realizes mind, body, and soul has to connect to even be a good man. He has something in his life going on, right? Whether it's fully materialized or whatever, there is something that this man is bringing to the table. Not just his finances, right? But his mind, his spirit, his body. Good man got to meet a good woman. But what is the journey to being a good woman? What is that journey? My mother was married 5 times. Child, rest in peace, mom. Right? All love and respect. But my mother died at 56 years old, going through her 5th divorce. Right? I don't think my mother even realized that the work had to start with her. It has to start with us. So then, I Want a Good Man University helps women with the tools to create, cultivate, and keep healthy romantic love. My organization has the spirit of my mother on it because my mother died going through her 5th divorce. Cancer, they say, killed her. But my mother died of a broken heart. She told me before she left this earth that she was tired. And she felt like no matter how successful she was in business, she had been a failure in love. And that was the one thing out of all the other stuff my mother gave me that meant more to her than anything.
So, Dr. Stacii, I got a question. So, because I want the audience to be able to understand who this message is most relevant to. So, I got a sister, I got a mom, I got a grandma, right? All of my life right now. This is 3 generations of women. Age range from 27 to 76. So, is this information that you presenting for us today, is it relevant to, like, can all women of any age at any point find a good man?
I have women in my organization that are in their mid-60s.
Wow.
I have a woman, I'm not going to say her name, but she knows who she is because she'll probably watch this. She told me, Stacii, when I started IWAGMU, that's what it is, okay. I Want a Good Man University, she didn't even wear pants. She only wore skirts and dresses because that is how she was raised. She just got on a first flight ever out of the country by herself and she sent we have a private group Facebook page. The organization is through Patreon. That's the system I use. But we have a private Facebook page. She put in, I'm laughing because y'all wait. It's like, for real, that's it. Oh. She put in the thread today that she had on leggings getting on this plane. And she said, Dr. Stacii stuff worked. She said, because it's an energy I help women cultivate within themselves, right? She said, the gate agent, I wish I had my doggone phone. She said the gate agent told her, you know what, you look lovely today. I want to make sure, first of all, no bag charge. It's on us. Second of all, here's a couple drink tickets.
Yo, listen. Now that
65 years old.
She was looking
badass
right. She was looking
65-year-old.
right.
Let me tell you.
It's the energy.
It's that is what I'm saying. So to answer your question, I don't care what age you are.
Yeah.
We slay. I teach women how to slay in their feminine energy.
I'm not gonna lie. I done hugged some 65-year-old women, and a few of them, I'm like, I don't know what it was. It was something. I'm like, yo, it's something going on between us.
I felt that before. Yeah. I ain't went as high as damn 65, but I've damn sure hugged some older women, and you feel this energy. It just feels vibrant. It feels lively. It feels radiant. You like, hold on.
And it feels like, even if you don't know the woman, it feels like she cares about you in this weird, like she's concerned in some way.
I think that's what's special about the older woman. Like younger women and older women, they have a different energy. The older woman, you do have this. Like I'm even a little bit more open to being probably a little bit more vulnerable. Like that even story I told you. When we was offset.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have told you that if you was a little hot little 21. Like it's a level of comfort that just kind of comes with the maturation, the maturity. You know what I'm saying?
I believe I'll be 52 in January. And I think that when you get to where I am in life and you've seen so many things come, your ups and your downs. And what happens is you realize I got through that. Or let's talk about love. I got through that. Damn, at that time I thought that was going to kill me. But I got through that. I got through that. I got through that. And I got through that. Well, shit. I'm going to get through this. You see what I'm saying? So then there's a calmness that comes with getting through. Because every relationship you have that doesn't work out, you feel like you're going to die.
So, okay, so I like that you say that, right? You are reflective and self-aware. So you look at these past situations and you realize, hey, I've already been through some tough shit. I'm going to make sure that I get to the next step.
Yes.
But what about those women, and it's some of them out there who do go through those different things, but they take the negative things with them and they maintain this negative attitude and outlook toward men in relationships. Like how can a woman, change that attitude if she was in that situation?
The first thing is you gotta let yourself feel it. I didn't say stop being human, child. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go through it. The through. Just listen to it. The through. But then in the through, you got to say when it's time to cut it off. There's a lot of women that get on the couch. They be on the couch 10, 15 years. I'm like, girl, you ain't been on a date in 10 to 15 years. What in the world? I'm still getting over him. Why you letting him steal something from you that happened 15 years? The beauty in your today is today. You on the couch. Get up off the couch. Well, I don't know if I want to date. Yeah, you do. If you coaching with me, well, you're not going to be 15 years on the couch. You're not going to be 3-4 months on the couch as far as I'm concerned. Because at that point, what is really keeping you on the couch? Is it him or is it fear? If you allow false evidence appearing real to keep you on the couch, then guess what does that do to you? That takes away your life. And what I know about breath, the crypto guy, he died at 30, just didn't wake up. Like this air we breathe is precious.
Finite.
It's for real, Ryan. So why are you going to let somebody who you should be rejoicing over that ain't in your life no more keep you from getting your promise? Why you going to do that to yourself? Can you curse on here?
Oh,
whoa, come on.
We
Yeah.
told you.
Oh, okay.
Out there. We're ready for you.
Get your ass off the couch and start dating.
You gonna hit us with that soft
Right.
ass cuss word?
No,
Come on, you gotta throw a hard F word in there now.
No. I cuss, but I'm just, it's levels to this.
It's wholesome cussing. Wholesome cussing.
You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of this, so I have to make sure I respect the platform.
Of course.
Yeah. You know, ass on some of them might be like, I'm like, ain't that in the Bible? Why you was
Right.
You know, but you on TV. Oh my God. Hold on. Did someone tell her that? I mean, you know, this is the gospel.
No, we keep it real. We keep it real.
So let me ask you this, because you said something that was actually really interesting to me, because one of the biggest things, and you are a wordsmith.
Yes,
I
I
can tell the
am.
way you chopping and you dicing them up.
Yes.
So you said, of course, even the name of your program, I Want a Good Man University. And you went into defining what that is a little bit. And I want to talk about it. This is a men's show too. The men need to, I want them to hear what this good man is based on Dr. Stacie's definition. You threw some therapy in there. You threw some mind, body, soul connection in there. Define that for me.
A good man understands, and we did talk about finances and money before we got it on live, but a good man understands that he even brings way more to a woman's life than his finances. And a good woman has to meet that energy and understand that too, right? Mm-hmm. The world tries to tell us that women only, what can you bring? Absolutely, there is that population. Financially, I'm about what you got in your pocket. Can we go eat the steak? Can we go eat the lobster? But there is another group of women. To me, I would like to say that those are TAWs, typical ass women, who only look at men from the finance. What financially can you come into my life and bring to the table? That's a TAW, a typical ass woman. Women in my organization, I believe that a man brings far more than that. He brings, oh my gosh, he brings peace to meet your peace, right? 3 people in a relationship, you, him, and the relationship. Your peace got to meet his peace. Because guess what? If you rowdy and he's peace, he gone. If he even hears you on the phone talking negatively to your girlfriends about other women,
oh man,
he listening, he gone. So when you see what I'm saying, if you are a low vibration in his life and he's already a man out there trying to fight and get somewhere, and you come in with a and you're not listening and allowing him to lead, understanding, surrender, allow, be, surrendering to this moment, allowing it to happen, being in your divine feminine, he's gone. He's gone. Now, this is the thing. A lot of women don't like when I talk like that because the man is the problem. The man is the problem.
Right.
Quotation.
Ladies, accept accountability.
The man is the problem, Dr. Stacii. What are you talking about? No. Equally, if you are the problem, the man that you attracted is the problem. Because you the problem. Energy meets energy. That's why I said you have to match his peace. If you are attracting a man who is a problem, then sis, the problem is you. Because there's women out there in my organization who don't even meet the energy of a man who is not a good man because of who they are. They don't even meet that energy. And if they do, it's like water and oil. It just falls away and boof, it's gone. So women that talk about the men are the problem, no, you're the problem. You're the liar. You're the cheat. You're the person with low integrity. You are, right? Because guess what? Energy attracts energy. I can't even attract and create, cultivate, and keep, right? A man in my life if guess what? I only attract goodness. Now, let me say this. Sometimes goodness has problems. Sometimes goodness has challenge. Sometimes goodness, overall, we're human. But the goodness and the character of him is still there, right? So nobody's saying everybody's got to be perfect. So check who you are, ladies and men. If you getting a liar, when's the last time you lied to yourself? Not asking you, I'm asking the ladies. When's the last time you lied to yourself? Did you tell yourself you was going on a diet and you still ate that pound cake? You just lied to yourself. Did you lie and say that you were going to start getting up and meditating today and you didn't? Girl, you just lied to yourself. So when you leave out your house and you get in your car and you drive somewhere and you meet this guy and y'all date for 6 months, let's say 2 months. and you find out he's a liar. And every day since the day before the day you met him, you've lied to yourself. The accountability you have to yourself means more than that. Means you just attracted a man into your life who's a liar to teach you to stop lying to yourself.
You know what's funny?
Crazy.
I think it was
You see what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
I think it was Cat Williams. I think he made it. It was a joke, but it's funny how this perfectly aligns. And in one of his stand-ups, he was like, y'all women always talking about niggas ain't shit, but it's something about that ain't shit pussy that keep attracting this ain't shit nigga. He said that in a joking way. But what you saying is energetically, there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
That where you are and this spirit that you have is going to bring this like-minded creature into your life. So
You
wow.
are what you attract. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but the thing of the women don't tend to usually take accountability for is the lies they tell themselves. That's the key to what I just said. We say, oh, I'm not a liar because I tell everybody the truth. So why am I attracting a liar, Dr. Stacii? I can go through the commitment you make to yourself on a daily basis and how you lie to yourself. That usually is the breakdown. That's when the light goes off and they go, oh, I have no integrity with myself. So that is why I'm probably getting men who have low integrity. Because that's funny, because I don't have any integrity, right? Energy attracts energy. It starts with you. And the thing about it is, we're human. Just make another choice. And every day you wake up, try to meet that choice and challenge, because life is challenging, with success. Period. And the next day, if it don't happen, try it again. And the next day, but your intention is there, and that changes the energy that you attract, because that means you attract a good human being who sometimes does not meet every challenge and everything. You see what I'm saying? That's just human beings. You get what I'm saying? It's a little deep, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm
that's
on the same
good.
page
No,
with
we energetic spiritual creatures on this platform,
Yes.
so I'm feeling it.
And we promote healthy relationships.
Yeah.
And I don't really know any men out there, and thinking about the family and the women that they care about, that don't want those women in their life to have good men. Like, we all want that. At Thanksgiving, when you looking around, you looking at your aunties, your cousins, grandma's mom, you like, yo, I'm happy because there's good men around. Hopefully you saying that.
No, and look, I actually want to go back to what you said too. Me and Ron was talking. We was talking about our Thanksgiving afterwards, and Ron made a statement when he was talking about his Thanksgiving that you went into the room and it just wasn't much men.
So yeah, for context, so my mom recently got married this year.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, she's happily married. I'm happily a stepson. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because I'll pull up, you know what I mean? It's a big ass Tahoe police truck in the driveway. It's my mom's husband, and I'm already happy. I like to see
Protect
that
and
shit.
serve, my nigga.
I like to see
and
that.
serve.
I like to see that at my family home. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I go in. First thing I'm like, I see it's damn 12 women in there.
Wow.
And I'm like trying to check. Like, I'm like, where's Mr. Paul? That's my mom's husband, right? And she's like, he's got to work overnight, so he's he's already chilled with the family. He's got ready to go to sleep. So I'm in there and I'm sitting in there, and it's all these women. You got 4 or 5 of them doing TikTok. You got the older ladies. They looking with this, gleam in their eyes, like they love what they see. You know what I mean? It's family. They cook. They had a hard day of cooking and that type of deal. But I'm in there looking at everybody, and I'm like, yo, like, where the niggas at? Like, it's just me. And I really understood where my family is truly at, because if it's not an abundant amount of strong men in the family, that's a dying family. That's a dying family. So, and I say that because we desperately want men and women to have healthy relationships with.
Yeah.
And my question for you, because a woman just doesn't have this unhealthy inner being by chance, right? It's things that influences the woman and her character and kind of how she thinks and how she moves, like the internal lion, right? But what are some things that can influence a woman to have these negative feelings about men in relationships that they may not know is influencing them on a daily or so basis?
So if say the question one more time, Ryan.
Like, what factors can contribute to the negative emotions that a woman might have about a man that she may not even realize?
Oh my God, the stuff that they consume, the content that they consume. In my organization, I Want a Good Man University, there was I allowed them to kind of post things in there. And there was this post that somebody made, and it was this joke about men, a very low vibration joke. It was something about, men at Christmas, if they love you, something about what they can bring to the table. It was just negative. Next time I need to have my phone next to me because I could probably go to it really quick. But needless to say, I said in the group, and some of the members chimed in, right?
Like this one, right?
I chimed in. I said, wow, the information that you consume can be your biggest death, and you are the threat.
It's your diet.
This is not funny. You all consuming this only takes what we're teaching, what I'm teaching you. Be the love you want to attract. Captivating, endearing, and delightful woman. Surrender, allow, be. Understanding your feminine, your divine feminine. The energy of vagina kinetics. All of that. What we teach within this utopia. And you post this. I said, know that in every laugh, you are your biggest death threat in your relationship. That's it. The information you consume, you control. Stop. It's that deep.
Wow.
Coca-Cola, Delta, and Nike. Just do it. Coke is it. Right? You see Delta, you see purple, you see red, then now they got us on the purple, right?
Yep.
You know those brands. No matter what, they are doing commercials to program you. Mm-hmm. Your programming has to go against and be in alignment with what you want. The programming of most women, and they thought it was fun. Even in my own group, everybody laugh, emojis. And I came in and they felt horrible because even they said, oh, it was just funny to us. I said, no, it can't be just funny to you anymore. It has to be, see it, move it away.
Right. You really want these women to brainwash themselves for being
I
able to have a successful relationship.
I want the methodologies to brainwash them.
Right.
The be the love you want to attract. That's the piece to piece. You can't be any love that you want. If you are aligned to yourself, then you attract the liar. That's be the love you want to attract. If you want to be honest, if you want someone honest with the character of honest, if you want somebody with the character of kind, if you want somebody with the character of a high integrity, then you have to then be that love first.
And that's always the first
to
step.
yourself. Because when you love yourself, then showing that love to someone else becomes easier because of how you're showing up. But yeah, I would say at the end of the day, what is hurting that person is the information that they're consuming. And let me say this, child, these girlfriend circles, oh Lord. Y'all need new girlfriends.
I got to hear more about this.
Y'all need new girlfriends, honey. Some of these girlfriend circles, these 8-man corners that y'all like hanging out in, they are the energy that you attract. So when they saying something, yeah. I see what they getting in their life. Oh, well, my life is a reflection of that same thing. Because you guys are creating a circle of influence that only allows that type of energy in your life. You see what I'm saying now? Then you're going to get the sisters, well, I get it and I'm positive and I'm keep being positive then. Keep being high vibration. Keep taking yourself out of them negative circles. Eventually, spirit and energy is going to bless you. God will bless you. See what you just can't. Now, this is when the phony stuff happens.
Right.
When you get the girls, well, I'm this and I've meditated and I've gone to counseling and therapy and, Dr. Stacii, so then what we talking about? Keep doing it. Because if you don't, that means that you're in control. Control is not feminine. You just stepped into, that's your challenge. So, and it hasn't happened. So a person who, I'm like this every day, in a relationship, not in a relationship, I don't change. Oh, I'm in a relationship now. Okay, that means I'm caring. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm a caring person. I'm a loving person. I'm gentle. I'm funny. I have my own life. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So you can't say what hasn't happened. So it hasn't happened. So what are we talking about? That means you're going to stop being it? No, you keep doing it because you become it. You have to become the truth of you. You see what
listen, you going deep. You going metaphysical.
You see what
because
I'm- yeah.
those things are true.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't
yes.
cut off. That's what someone, but I've been doing this and he ain't showed up. So that means you stop being you?
Wow.
Or is that not you? You playing a character? You just trying to get something to show up and then you show out? Because when you be it, you're just being it. Good is good.
I hope the audience understands that, because your associations, like, that is you.
Mm-hmm.
That is you. And I advise men to look at, who their women are hanging out with. I actually met a young lady a few months ago, and she was just telling me about how she loved her 2 sisters. You know what I mean? And when I'm like, I'm asking questions about the sisters, and I'm like, like, what your sisters doing? She gave me the ages. They both, one was married, one was getting engaged. And my immediate thought was, all of a sudden, I literally started looking at this young lady different. I'm like, she's a wife.
Wow.
She said she loved her 2 sisters. She always with her sisters. You know what I mean? They used to stay together. One moved out, got married. The other one engaged, about to move out. And I'm thinking, now I'm looking at this chick like, oh, I might got to put this one back on the shelf. You know what I mean? Because she might be ready for something I'm not even ready for. You know what I mean? So I do think that that's something that's very important for both men and women to understand. Like,
Yeah.
you are who you associate with.
Yeah. And good for you knowing where you are, right? That's good.
Right,
Because
right.
some men would have not been in tune with or honest enough with themselves to be like, ooh, I'm not ready for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me put that there. Now, let me ask you this question. Did you explain that? Did you go to her and say that? Did you say that?
Oh, I had a conversation. Like,
Oh,
I'm like,
good.
yo, me and you, the timing is not happening. You know?
Okay, so did you tell her why?
Yes, because this is the thing. I do think that even
Because you are worthy.
right. I had to tell her, like, because I do think that sometimes you communicate very straightforward with women. They just take it and they ignore it, and they just kind of make up their own little thing about what's going on. And
That's very true.
Yeah, but I told her, like, yeah, I'm very serious about me wanting to date casually, and I can already tell from our conversation you are looking for a lot more than that. So at this time, it's I'm very interested. And I want to shake the snow globe. I want to see if that shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
Can I give you a suggestion?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
What happens to a woman when you only leave her with that, especially a woman that you just basically said her character was substantial, and right now that is wifey material and doesn't meet you where you are because you're not ready for that level.
He's whole
of-
material.
But she leaves there not clear with that type of communication.
Got it.
It's like, oh man, what was it about me? But if you would have said to her, listed maybe some character, I could tell you're kind. I can tell, because it's the looking for a husband that then makes a woman like, well, what's okay? It doesn't connect to the character. If you would have said, you know what, I can tell already right now, you're kind, you have a loving spirit, you have all of these qualities that are wife material. And I want to be ready for that when I show up in your life or any woman's life. And I'm not at that same place. Then she leaves thinking, oh, right, okay, the energy of me, it's on. But when you just kind of put it in a,
you not looking for this. I'm not looking for this.
then it kind of leaves a woman going home saying, dang, another one wasn't ready, which then paints, no, the men aren't ready. Instead of everyone loves to be affirmed.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a mature statement. It might would have turned into something else after that. After I said, dropped it like that. That's a good one.
You know?
That is a good one.
Right,
That is a good one. It's kind of like letting her know where she is.
Yeah,
Yes.
and letting her know that the reflection she's giving is a beautiful reflection of me. You see what I'm saying? What she's giving the world, kind. You are using those character traits, whatever you saw,
Right.
leaves her the opportunity to go home and be like, yeah, that's what I want to. That's what I want to reflect.
And she might have dropped it right then and there.
Right, right.
It might have went down right
I can
there.
let one in. I can let
It
one
might have
in.
went down.
No, but you're right. That's the least. That's the least that you can do for that woman. She a beautiful woman who
Yeah.
showed you all those great things and obviously gave you her time. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and just so that, because I bet you she went home torturing herself. Girl, just another one ain't ready. Instead of, he saw me. I connected enough to him to where he saw me. and I liked what he saw. And it's okay that he's not ready.
You know,
but I like what he saw in me.
it almost reminds me of like if you go for a job, you make it all the way through, and a difference in a company saying, no, you didn't meet the qualifications, or a company saying, hey, look, you're just way too overqualified for our position.
Right.
Yes.
It's like two different ways to
how does that make
communicate
you?
that.
But how does that make you feel one over the other?
Right. You overqualify, you're like, damn, I still wanted this, but you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get something bigger.
You gonna know you get something better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That's a great one.
I gotta sharpen up my termination skills.
So no, this is good.
Over.
I want to ask you about something
That's
else.
a mess. Is that how you used to do it?
Ghost. They're like, yo, is that dude still alive?
We getting better.
We getting better.
Okay. We getting
better at the
We learned
communication.
it from the doctor, Dr. Stacey's of the world.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
I'm telling you, like literally, we be learning live on the show. And let me ask you this, because you actually have an interesting, it's some published work put out right here by Dr. Stacii J. Johnson. I love the name. Say the whole name. And
Thank you.
Don't let me butcher it, because I think one of the books is about dating. It's about dating multiple men, right?
Yes, Date Girl, 143 Reasons Why I Believe Women Should Date Multiple Men with No Intimacy. No intimacy, y'all, is sex. I ain't mad at y'all kissing or whatever. You know.
So I like the no intimacy part, because she
yeah.
dating all them dudes.
Now hold on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this,
Yeah.
because we actually had a post that went absolutely viral. The world
what
went
was
into flames.
Not
when
flames.
when this a
What?
young lady came onto the show, and she coaches women as well, and she talked about finding her husband. She was dating 13 men at once.
Okay.
And she actually said in the clip her husband was number 13.
Oh, wow.
And he was the man she selected, and or he selected her, however you want to look at it.
Right.
And what did she say about this process of hers?
No, I mean, well, it was more detailed in the. She talked about pretty much how it was interesting. She was really cool. Like she had to teach herself, unlearn and relearn how to put herself in different environments, better environments to attract certain people, becoming on the inside, very similar to what you're saying, a better person as well. And through that, it allowed her to eventually find this person. But now here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because if you're doing all this inner work, right, and you're supposed to attract the right person, why you got to talk to 13 different people, right? Why you got to date all these multiple people if the energy is supposed to match?
Yes.
Why it take that many men? Why it take multiple men to find it? What's that?
I don't know her process, but my process is very clear. My process is you come up with 15 to 17 different character traits. You put those character traits in order, right? Put them in order, literally. You have to learn them. I don't want to see them in no journal. I don't want to see, girl, why they in a journal? How you like?
They're like core values, pretty much.
Right, yeah. Hold on, girl. I got that. I go into character, y'all know.
Listen, we need that. We need that.
Right. So then how can it be in a journal and this is what you want? Again, it's like separating. How can you be peace if you're not your own peace? How can you be loving if you're not loving to yourself? How can you have integrity if you lie to yourself and you don't complete any of your goals, right? So then put the character traits in order, you learn them. Guess what the next thing is? You have to be them. So you are self-checking yourself daily, right? So the energy that you're attracting, the more you become them, what I've been talking about since I've been on here, peace meets peace. You attract the energy. So in my process, you probably won't have 13 men at the same time. Now you might initially, because you haven't become any of the character traits you want, right? So you're just getting the junk. You're just calling in everything. You don't have your pride. You see what I'm saying? So you're taking men on in numbers, but really you're expending energy that you really don't have to. If you put the character traits in order, right? Become them. And as you become them, you attract them. The ones who aren't those, habitually. This is how you know if a man is habitually a character trait. Now, he's not the character trait for you. You don't know this man. But in the conversation, what did I even say before we started talking on camera? Learning yourself. You sit down, you have a conversation, he's telling you about himself, and he says he shows up, it meant something to him, he made a commitment and he showed up for someone, even though it was inconvenient. Oh, that sounds like one of my characters. He might be dependable. You go home, you journal about that, right? That don't mean he dependable, child. He human. He could have just been lucky that day. But then as you were talking to him, getting to know him, he continuously, habitually shows you character in his life. He don't know you, girl. You're not special. Your mama love you. He might not right now, okay? But you see the character of this man is truly dependable. Check, he's dependable. Because he's dependable in his own life. Do you see what I'm saying? So in my process, you're not, because if your number one is dependable and you dating a guy and he's showing you that he's not dependable in his own life with his own commitments with the people who are important to him, let me tell you this, child, he is not going to be dependable to you. So then you wouldn't take in 13 men. Do you see what I'm saying in my process? Because they fall off real quick.
I mean, that's a huge challenge. I mean, shit, if you gave me a list, if I made a list of 17 things and you said
15 to 17,
or 15 to 17, you said be that before you go out here and doing your thing or while you're doing your thing.
While you're doing your
that's
thing,
a huge challenge. And I think anybody
People might never get out there.
Right. Might be celibate for a long time.
Well, this is the thing. It's a way to make, remember there are three people in a relationship, you, the person in the relationship. It's a way that I teach holding you accountable to the relationship you want to create. I think that there's a bad rumor that I can get this amazing man or this amazing woman and I'm a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm a piece of shit, but I need you to be dependable, inspiring, complimentary, enhancing, integrity, love yourself, care for yourself. But I'm a piece of shit.
Right.
That's the world we live in. Turn on Instagram every day.
Right?
So how many men should, when you say dating multiple women, what's a healthy number that you should probably be courting at one time?
This is going to sound crazy, but
just for women, just for context, for women to date men or?
Yeah, women dating men.
Okay.
Both. Men date whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I say 3. Because I'm a Trinity girl, Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit,
I don't think 3 is unreasonable.
Yeah, 3. Some people might say 5. I don't know. It really is individual, what you can handle.
Yeah.
But I can say this, the more you become those character traits, the less junk is going to even, it's like oil and water. 3 won't even stick because guess what? More than 3 won't even stick just because you now have a process that you're checking yourself first. I'm all in the self-check part. That is first. And then as people are coming in, it's not like you're saying, strangers, show up and tap dance for me. Show me you have integrity and you're consistent and you are all of these things. Tap dance, tap, tap, tap. That's what women want men to do. Tap, 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 tap for me. Show me that you deserve me, right? Mm-hmm. No, it's more you're sitting down gathering information, seeing how he manages his own life and his own commitments and his people, his friendships and things like that. Because that's what he's true at. He don't know you, girl. So if he not consistent with you, that's just because he got a life. Why are you putting so much on this?
That's a good point.
Yeah, he got a life. But it takes it off of him and puts it back on you. That's what the character traits thing do. So you won't have 13.
I like that number 3 though. And let me ask you how true this is. Because I once had one of my OGs, he tells me a woman at any given time is always dating at least 3 men. It's the ex-boyfriend, the current boyfriend, and then
the next name.
Right. Is that pretty much? Is that composed of the 3, or are these 3 that you're referring to just all new guys?
Well, this is the thing. Let me make sure I'm clear. First of all, she's toxic because if she stay away from her with her level, her 3. But what I'm saying, the 3 would be shit. What is the question? I don't forget.
So I don't know. I'm giving a lot of. So he states. A woman is always dating at least 3 men. Mm-hmm. It's the ex-boyfriend, the current boyfriend, and the new guy.
Oh, yes. So my level of when I say date multiple, I'm talking about you are open and available to receive the energy of multiple. You might at one time only be dating 1. You see what I'm saying? It's not like every day you on a hunt. Who got time like that? We busy, child. Building businesses and you know what I'm saying? But you're available. So meaning you might be dating 1 at that time. Now you haven't committed to this one. You haven't said to this man, it's just you and me. But you're just dating 1. But then you at Whole Foods on the frozen food aisle line and some nice said something to you. You don't, like most women go, oh God, I'm dating this guy. We went out, oh my God, and he's really a great guy. I'm kind of seeing someone. So you're like, oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, absolutely. Let me, your phone? Oh, sure. 404, did it, you see, so you're available to receiving the energy of multiple. There's this woman that saw me in the airport once. She was like, oh, Dr. Stacii, I I got your book, girl. I got me like 6 now. And I said,
You ain't following
you're
instructions.
not following instructions, sister. You took the title and ran with it.
She know how to be a player with it.
Like, that's not the instructions are not that. Like, what you doing? It's not just in the number. It's not just in the number.
So, Dr. Stacii, I want to take a shot at all the sexually free women out there.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do indulge in the streets at times, but I am a more traditional.
Hold on, y'all. I'm a woman of age, child. I got to turn my fan
Oh,
on.
take your time.
Child.
We've never had that happen. I love that. I love that. But no, go ahead.
So, what was I saying?
You did indulge in the streets.
I indulge in the streets at times, but I encourage women to. It's so hard for me to say this because at the same time I have my own standard, but I encourage women to hold the goodies. You know what I mean? As not necessarily as long as possible, but until they find a guy that is a good dude.
Yeah.
So for your program, why is no intimacy important when they're dating these guys?
Well, this is the thing. There's different levels of women, okay? A woman, if I'm coaching her and she my age.
Okay.
I mean, we're at the height of our sexuality.
You say have fun.
I mean,
Well, when you say we're at the height, what age range is this?
meaning once like 45, 50, I'll be 52. I mean, women are, of course, be safe, and we're not emotional. If you have had therapy, if you're in my IWAGMU, you understand why you're connecting. And it may not be, I'm looking for a husband.
I get it.
You see what I'm
get it.
saying?
I
So
understand.
I want to make sure on a public platform, I don't know your audience. I don't know who's going to click and look. So I try to make sure I cover the women who are my age who I just might want to have fun. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, responsibly. Let me say that. All right. So now.
What ages was that again? Let me take Change
Ryan about to switch up the criteria a little bit.
No, I'm just saying because at our age, we're not responsible, but we are at the place where we're enjoying life and being responsible in that, but we are enjoying life and we're okay with that, right?
That makes sense.
Okay. Now back to your question. I would say there is no particular time. If you are in alignment with those character traits, I would say what I tell my girls is you want to at least know that he's the top 8. And that takes time because remember, he is habitually showing you in his life. So that already adds in time. You can't find out nobody. I mean, you could say funny, right? And yeah, he made me laugh 3 times, right?
Right.
But integrity, a person who is dependable, a person, and I said habitually, that takes time because every conversation, hopefully you're not asking interview questions.
Right.
So to find out if somebody's dependable, the conversation has to be in flow. So you might not find out if somebody's dependable habitually for 2 or 3 months, right? My way. Because it's character, the top 8. Now, to me, that adds in the time. So I don't have to say, wait 3 months.
Got it.
Because 3 months, you might see him once a month. Girl, we did the 3 months that they said, so,
So, and that's the thing I think a lot of men have issue with is the women who have this timeline because you can feel it. You can feel, you're like, yo, every system's going go, but she has this, you can kind of sense it that she has this timeline for when she wants to take this sort of action. But for the women that you are really interested in, the women who have that feminine energy, who are, have a lot of those characteristics that you like, you could date those women for 2 months and not even really be pressed about having sex with them.
Wait, 2 months?
I mean,
I don't.
you know what? We're
Let's
not even
be
gonna
very
get.
clear.
We're not even gonna get into extra
about-
detail because I got a question. I got a challenge for you on that one. But because that's
so
a
wait,
challenge.
is it a 2-month thing over here?
No. I wouldn't say it's a 2-month thing. And I think it depends on your goals, right? Because if I'm dating for marriage and I'm dating for sex, that's different.
Right.
And I think most dudes are really dating for sex. So when I say dating for sex, I mean they would measure the success upon the relationship based upon how much sex they're getting. And I think that's what just the state
Even
of
if
being
the
honest.
sex is bad?
No, I mean, Well, if the sex is bad, either the relationship is going to be very short or she's going to be a last option. But either way, I think that's just kind of the realistic, truth of where we are. I think if you're dating for marriage, where you prioritize sex is a little bit different because obviously you're evaluating and looking for these different things in this person. Whereas most people who are dating for sex, right? Even if you're, open to having a really good time with this woman, you're really having good, y'all having great experiences. If you're not getting sex from this woman, from a certain time, within a certain time frame, you're not going to continue to invest in that relationship if that's what you're really dating in.
And if it's a casual situation, there's no way I'm waiting 2 months. But if I'm seriously vetting this woman and kind of 2 months pass, and this is the thing, her character would have to be. I would have to know that this chick character is so on point that I'm like, there's no way she.
This is a wife.
Yeah, this is wife. Right.
So then let me ask you all, what if nothing is really happening? I guess the 2 or 3, even with, what if nothing, what's going on the dates to really, outside of 2 or 3 months? That still kind of gets me. Like, are you really learning about this woman? Is she learning about you? Are you guys having conversations, or is it just the time? I'm out of time. What is going on? What am I learning? Are we developing, even as a mature woman? And I do say, yeah, there are mature women out there that, it's just not about time. It's who I'm sitting in front of and what I'm learning. And over time, is that enough? Have I learned enough that then I want to open the most intimate part of myself up to that person?
Well, I think and you could probably think just back into your relationships, right? And just all of our relationships. The person where you just had that chemistry with, where y'all just really clicked, y'all really were stimulated. That stimulation ain't just in the brain for long.
Yeah, right.
So what happens is, it's true that you are more open to giving yourself, even if somebody who's trying to hold back, you're going to be more open to giving yourself to a person that you're really connecting with, that you really feeling each other, y'all vibing, y'all getting to know each other, y'all becoming more vulnerable with each other. It's going to happen, right? So if something is taking an extended period of time, either A, that connection is just not really there, it's being manufactured, or B, somebody just genuinely has a true stance that I'm not doing this shit.
That's the person the true like that
Gotcha.
To me is childish. It's young. And that's just my opinion. That's my own personal opinion now.
And I agree with you there.
Yeah, that's the stance thing to me is, what conversation are you having with yourself or is it all of the exteriors, the internet, whatever, books that you've read that say, this is the time? And it takes, honestly, what I believe is one of the most pure ways to really understand if you like somebody, and it is being vulnerable. And if that person, instead of just was so on the stance and told you the story and not the thing of the stance, meaning, I'm not having sex in 3 to 6 months because of that's just it. That is what, instead of, wow, in my past, I found myself dating and kind of taking things a little faster because of connection. And for me right now in my life, I really want to get to know the person, and really, that might take a little bit more time than, I used to back in the day, but I just feel that works better with me. But I'm so excited to get to know you. I really am.
I'm like, the ride closed or what?
What?
That's my. If
What'd
she told
you
me,
say?
That's when the ride closed.
In my mind, that's what I would think, right? Because she said in the past, this is what I've done. But I guess it's just being vulnerable and honest communication.
Yeah. But
he's cracking up laughing.
But let me ask you this: do you have kids?
No, not yet.
All right. If you had a daughter that said she told that to a guy, what would you think?
Wait.
About the daughter?
About your daughter. Your daughter said that to a guy.
I would think that's very mature of her. And I would think that at that point, she's more concerned about what she thinks about herself and what she should be doing for herself than the guy and what he thinks.
And as a father, what would that make you feel?
That would make me feel excellent.
All right.
Yeah.
Every woman that you sit in front of is somebody's daughter. So treat her with the same level of candor, thought, care, humility that you would give your own daughter.
Miss Stacii, let me tell you something. Dr. Stacii, we can't be listening to too much of this. It's too good. You trying to change my ways, Dr. Stacii.
So here's the reality of the situation. It's like a lot of men are at a weird place in life, right? Especially young men, because I think and by the way, this is something I think this is a really good time to introduce this. Dr. Stacii has been in many major films. If you've seen
Right.
A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, if you've seen How to Be a Player, matter of fact, go watch them because
These are relationship movies.
all relationship movies. This has been divine. This has always been in the works.
Yes, it's
But
so crazy.
going back to it, I think it's something that could be healthy
What?
for a lot of fellas with that player phase. Because when I think of the player phase, I think of a phase of exploration. I think of a phase of a man finding himself, finding what he likes, going through the masculine phase of conquest. And now being addicted to the conquest of women, there is problem there, right? But I think there is some level of exploration that's healthy
Yes.
in there if done properly.
Yes.
And if you can
Women
then
have to have that
advance-
time for exploration too.
With no intimacy, though, right?
No. Hold on. No.
Uh-oh.
Date multiple men is about no intimacy, right? But I do believe that women should have that part of their life of exploration. Now, this is the thing. If you're dating for marriage, meaning using the character traits that everything I said, then that is your judgment on when you should have sex. Top 8, oh, all right. I can trust this person. We're in alignment. My piece, his piece, da-da-da-da. I'm okay with this. Now, when I say exploration, there's a whole nother life. I mean, you think women just wake up and be like, I want a husband? No, right. So there is a point in a woman's life that she can explore as well. I mean, everybody think every woman wants to get married at every point from 20 to, for the rest of their life. That's a big misconception. So the book is the book. When you are ready for marriage, this is how you date. But there are women who want to explore, just as you said. And exploration is an amazing thing because it would even make you a better wife.
Wow. Now, let me tell you. I'm about to finish my statement, come right back to that because I want to go back to the female exploration, but driving the point home and bringing closure to the point I was making was that in the phase we're in, by the way, because that's more of the phase that we're in right now, this phase of exploration, we are at a place where we appreciate women who are holding it and saving themselves, but that ain't really what we're looking for right now.
Right.
So we kind of also appreciate the hoes.
The explorers.
But what makes a hoe? What makes a woman who's exploring a hoe?
So, and I'm using it for just...
Because she could be exploring with one guy.
And I'm culturally using that word. But in most cases, that's just not happening. Let's just be very
with
real.
a female, sometimes it is. The exploration is being vulnerable enough to allow yourself to be free with one person in many, many different scenarios.
See, I don't mind that. It's just I just get apprehensive about, this exploration thing with women dating multiple men. You know what I mean? Because I think it's because it's what I'm doing, and I think it's funny. It goes back to what you doing internally, right? So because I'm out here going crazy, at certain times in my life, in my mind, even when I see or I'm experiencing a woman, in my mind, I'm thinking she's doing the same thing. So
maybe the women that you are attracting and holding on to are, because energy meets energy. But when I say exploring, I don't mean that a woman is having sex with exploring many different men. I'm saying that she's exploring this one who, at this point, she didn't go through the character trait. She didn't do none of that. It was straight chemistry, connection, 3 or 4 dates or whatever, and responsibly, this is what I want to do. That's the exploration.
Is that healthy, and how is the exploration phase done in a healthy way for a woman?
Well, first of all, it has to start with her. It can't be what you're wanting to get from anyone. It has to start with, this is what I want, and I'm going to make the choice to do this for me, for whatever reasons. That is the reason. That's all I need, because I want to do it. That's healthy. it turns into being something not healthy if I need him to call me. I need him to do this. I have expectations of him to show up and be my boyfriend after I do this. I need him to do anything outside of that one thing. That's when it becomes not healthy. But if a woman wants to has an amazing connection with someone, and she wants to make that choice in a responsible manner, realizing that there are risks because you don't know this person, I'm just saying, right? Then the freedom that I feel a woman should have is to be able to do that. But to also, just like with any other situation, realize that if anything is in her mind saying he needs to do this for me tomorrow, and her life is going to feel incomplete, and she is going to be depressed emotionally, it's going to take her on a downward spiral, then she may not want to do that. Because then you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it to get something from somebody else. And that's manipulation.
I get it.
Yeah.
I trust what you're saying.
Yeah.
I trust what you're saying. We just got to make sure that the women that we date, seriously, they have graduated from I Want a Good Man University.
Yes.
Because what you're saying,
Yeah.
responsibility, you know what I mean? Having these character traits, exploring with, the minimal amount of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think all those things are good.
Yeah.
And I think those things are responsible.
Yeah, because after you find out if he's those 8 and you want to do that, you still can't have any expectation on him. Nobody is your child. You are not anybody's mama. You're still on a journey, right? Nobody owns anybody. So literally, even with those, after being intimate, if you decide, you're still exploring. Who's that lady who gets Jackie Christie? I love how her and her husband recommit every year.
Jackie Christie.
She's on a show called Basketball Wives.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Tell me
And
about it.
basically for the last 30-some years, they get married again every year.
Really?
Wow.
And I believe, because there's this thing, I own you. I own you. You my boyfriend. I own you. You got to do this, do that. No, you don't own nobody. And I love how they show up every year and they recommit.
Oh, her and Doug Christie.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They've been kicked. Man, we need to get them on the show too.
Yeah, they recommit every year. And I believe that there's anytime you think just because I have sex with anybody at any point in your relationship, even if you in a relationship, that does not mean that person can't change their mind the next day and not want to be with your ass. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. That's
so
true.
it always is exploring. We're always exploring. Even when you're married, you're still exploring. You still have the choice. Now, you made a commitment. That's why I say, don't do what my mama did. She 5 times over and over, right? Know what you're committing to and know who you're committing to. That's why I tell you them character traits, because 9 times out of 10, if you show up with integrity in your life, all your life, and you're human, sometimes you might not, doesn't that mean more than likely, just because of who you are, you're going to have integrity with this woman?
Just because who I am.
Just because of who you are.
That's true.
It ain't got
That's
nothing
true.
to do with her.
It's how you move.
It's how you move in this world. So isn't that a better woman to commit to, okay, even in a marriage, right? Because it ain't got nothing to do with, she has not to deliver one thing. But if you do what I say, peace, peace. Be the love you want to attract. If I'm a man with integrity in my life, I'm attracting a woman who does the same. So when she shows up crazy one day and has none, and I show up crazy one day and have none, what's the problem? The problem isn't the person. The problem is, in that situation, they didn't show integrity. That's what you talk about in a relationship, not poking, criticizing. And you see what I'm saying? You talk about, hey, babe, I know you're a dope ass nigga, right? For real. You know what I'm saying? For so many years, you made great choices for our family. Absolutely. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm with you. That's why I love you. In this situation over here, you made another choice. Can we talk about that? Is there something going on? It takes you from being defensive. She said another choice. She recognized I'm a man of integrity. She recognized I showed up for this family. She just wants to talk about this one thing over here.
You just disarmed him altogether.
Oh my God.
That's that feminine energy.
That's that
gosh.
divine feminine, right? So that means, and all of the women in my organization, this is what I teach. So that means he's ready to talk about that one thing. And then you guys decide the relationship how we're going to work through the thing. But you're not the thing. You're not the bad person. Because I know as a woman, I married a man with integrity. Because guess what? I showed up with integrity.
And let me tell you, what you're saying right now, guys, I'm going to tell you why it's so spot on. Right now, thanks to our previous guest we had on here, Ash Cash, he got me binging this man, Reverend Ike.
Reverend Ike.
And he gives
he's so
gives
good.
you the
Who is he?
formula. He's a prosperity preacher, and he gives the formula pretty much to get anything you want in life. It's 3 simple steps. It is be, do, have. Yeah. And when it comes to it, it always starts with the being.
Yes.
You have to become this thing first. Then you, like you said, do it. That's why if she just tried to skip to the doing, like you said, your girl did.
She went and
in the past,
doubled up.
She tried to, which why she had to force it. She had to manufacture that energy because it was not her. But you be it first. You just automatically do it, and you have what you want to have.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Shout out to Reverend Ike, by the way. He was actually the first person to coin that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
but y'all are all. But see, that's the thing. It's only one truth, you know, and everybody's all saying the same things,
Yeah.
and the formula for success works.
Yeah.
it's just the formula.
Yeah.
in every area of life.
Because that is be the love you want to attract.
Absolutely.
That is. That's it. Wow. I got to write that down.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna send it to you. Let's talk about some of these challenges, you know, in the relationship, the cultivating space. How does because you coaching, you know, million women, you know what I mean, which I love, by the way. So you know what's going on in the streets.
Yes.
How is finances where the woman is making a considerable amount more than the man? How is that impacting the average relationship? You know, or based on your coaching students?
Yeah.
experience?
It is because the world has conditioned a woman to believe that that's its value. First, before we started, y'all even said the same thing. You all as men equate that is your value. So we're all products of the same world. The thing is, you can't hold it against either side. What you have to do is have the conversation of how you're going to make it work. Everybody's thinking the same thing. Hell yeah, there is a group of women out there that think, what you got? Because I got this. I got 100. You can't have 10? You got, that's all you got is 10. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
And I believe that men, if I got 100 and he has 10 on paper right now, how is his mind? What is he thinking? What does he feel? What is he feeding himself? What is he doing? And then what has happened or is happening from his doing? What is manifesting? If I see evidence of some manifesting, then that's a rich man to me.
Okay, so that to me that makes the most sense because I even look at that like some, you know, I look at, you know, some of the women that may have came out of my, you know, in and out of my life, and I may look at, you know, a guy they may have dated or something like that, and I just kind of think like, what was she thinking? You know what I mean? Like, how does this come about? But you mentioned it. I think is quite a bit of women that are looking for the result. They're looking for the nice car, the nice watch, the nice shoes, the nice spot, rather than look at those evidence to see how does he feel? How does he present himself?
Yes.
What, you know, what is he currently doing?
Yes.
What is his track record? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where was he at?
And then what has manifested too?
Right.
Because you can get somebody trying to push a train in the
Shit ain't moving.
It ain't moving. Like they done tried everything and the thing just ain't going nowhere. Baby, it's another train. It's another train. Affirm him.
Right.
You are an amazing man. What I know is you can make that train move. Might not be that color though. You know, you see what I'm saying?
That's
It
that
might-
graceful guidance right there. Yeah.
You know, might be another color train. You ever consider that? Because you got to ask him, involve him in it. You ever thought about that? Maybe it could be another color train. You know?
Oh, so I could tell you really gaming them up on how to communicate.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm learning I'm like, wait, I don't think I've ever had a woman talk to me like that.
See, we in the street. It's the inner word. We need more inner word, dog.
Okay, where's the slay thing? That's what he got.
Right. He over there sleep.
Man, so
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because money and success and all those things are energy.
Yeah,
So it's other things that you can see outside of the current result
exactly.
that you can make to make an educated decision.
Because at the end of the day, how many broke mentally, spiritually, and physically, broke people who have money have you met?
It's quite a bit.
Right. So then why are we just judging the most precious thing, a connection, a vulnerable connection with a partner in life who we're going to commit to just money?
Because it's easy. Because if you do all those other things, you really got to pay attention.
Yeah.
You really got to be aware. You really got to have those intimate conversations.
And you got to hold yourself accountable.
Exactly.
To being something different.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But
and the hardest person to be accountable for is yourself.
Exactly. And they don't want to do that. It's easy to just look at what we see and just make a decision off that.
If I could just take the attention off of me and just put it all on him, then, you don't have any money. You're not, when you could be poor mentally, lady, poor. You can have a lot of money in the bank and be broke spiritually. Does that make you, because you are a CEO, a better person, a good human?
Right. I think I actually heard you mention that on one of your posts. You're a Christian, right? Mm-hmm. How important is a spiritual foundation when it comes to dating?
For me, it's very important.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the thing. It doesn't, and I'm glad you said spiritual, because everybody believes something different. Now, I do believe that if you get in bed with somebody who believes different than you, then it can work, but it's going to be a challenge. Because remember, I believe energy is important. But for me, spiritual connection is really important. You got to lead with that, because that's how I'm leading.
Right.
Even though I'm a human being. I'm not Jesus.
Right.
Right. I didn't get that. I didn't sign up for that meeting. You know what I'm saying? So even in that, I am flawed, right? But spiritual connection is very important. I just don't like to talk too much about it, because it's so many different religions out there, so many, that I just say align yourself with somebody who you can align yourself with. But I am a Christian. I love the Lord.
I love that.
I love that.
I mean,
Yes,
when I'm
I
thinking
do.
about a mature man getting into a relationship, I don't think for a healthy relationship, that man can go into that relationship and expect success without being able to lean on spirituality.
Yeah.
Because you got family, you got this, women, y'all are something else. Y'all are died. Is there anything more challenging to manage and develop a relationship with and understand than a woman? I don't think there is.
I don't think you'll ever understand us.
Yeah.
Just like I'll never understand you, but I can learn you.
Right.
Yeah.
So and that's a tough thing.
Yeah.
So I think when a man is dealing with that, he's got to have something to lean on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing about it is the spirit is what I wanted, because you said spirit, in my mind I heard religion, so I backed away from it, because I don't like to talk religion, although I am a Christian. But yes, spiritual connection is. So what spiritually do you connect to then, Ryan?
So
When you say spirit.
My internal God, like the Christ within, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Now, although I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I do respect that, religion is a technology
Yes.
that really guides you and teaches you. It's a manual for
Yes.
how to live your best life, in my opinion.
Yes.
So right now I'm in between investigating the Bible and what comes with Christianity and the Quran and what comes with, being Muslim.
Okay.
But at the very base level, like the God within.
Yes.
And I understand the power of that.
Yeah.
And being able to have something where you know that it's only one person.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
It's only one person, spirit, whatever, that affirms me and confirms me. And that's, the God.
Yeah. I love it. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. What about you?
I think that was
Tyson?
very well said, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been, I don't know, maybe it's my rebellious spirit. I remember when I was younger, I started doing all my research, and I started getting all conscious and understanding my history and all of this. And I was like, oh my God, Christianity is a lie. And I went through that whole little phase, and I too started to really dig deep within and understand and really study the God within ourselves that we embody. But the funny thing is, I still, within all the learning, and I'm very curious. I've studied, multiple religions, and I typically choose a religious leader in different religions. And it's so when you do that, you get so much from it. You realize again, there's that one truth, and everything that I've learned from these different places are all really teaching me the same principles, and it allows me to, first of all, that brought me a lot of comfort, actually, when I really found it out. that, wow, first of all, everybody's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we got these different vehicles. It's just which one you gonna hop in and which one you gonna build your foundation on top of.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, I would say, spiritually, I think, it's something that you explore all the way until the end of the journey. But I'm still relatively early in my spiritual journey. But every day I'm advancing. I realized recently too, especially as we started adding more on our plate, that's one thing that we can't slip up on. I might stop reading a business book every now and again.
Yeah.
I might not read a relationship book every now and again, but I got to be advancing spiritually every day. So when you consider that that's something you got to advance with daily, it makes sense that you and your partner got to be aligned in that way, that this is going to be an onslaught that we fighting and we advancing on every single day. So it does make sense that your partner got to be on page with where you guys are and what you guys are both, wanting to, this belief system that you guys have.
One of the things that I believe that in my spiritual journey with God that's really helped me is I meditate and pray. If it's not every day, it's every other day for an hour. An hour. And the reason why my life is so hectic that in the morning, it makes me start my day off in a beautiful energy. And what most recently has happened in my meditation is that I literally have started to see what's next for me. And when God gives me that vision, it's not even next, it's right here. And it blows me away what's happening right now in the spiritual realm that may not have become in the three-dimensional reality that we see now, but that's happening. And when you can tap into that level of connection, and then you see the things happening around you daily, like, oh shit, I just saw that. Like, it's kind of freakish. That's why I'm like, oh God, I'm really sharing something that I don't really share this part of myself publicly with, but it blows you away and the reason I'm sharing it is because you did share the God within. And that's what I call that. When God gives you a vision, literally, of something that is happening now, that your eyes in the three-dimensional reality can't see, but you know for a fact it's happening. It blows me away daily.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that, because that is one of the byways of blessings is like meditation. It's the law of right beginnings. And you start the day off like that, that's how your day going in.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And it's something that just feels so good about that. Even you talking about it is like it's attractive to me. You know, not necessarily in a sexual way, but I'm attracted to you.
Oh shit, what's happening right here on the set? Right here on the set.
No, it's attractive. Yeah. Like, so even when you, for example, you might not be religious, right? But you wouldn't throw a Bible in the garbage.
No.
Right? Yeah, because it's something about it. You may not have been to church, but you just know like that wouldn't be right if I did that, right? Yeah. It's the same thing when somebody speaks about it and they speak about their love for the Christ within and those types of things. It really comforts you. Yeah. And it's like you need that in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever walked into something and then you saw it, you'd be like, wait, God gave me vision for that?
Most certainly.
Oh my God.
Most certainly.
Does that not like awaken like a different level of living? It does. It's like, wow,
it happened.
And I just can't believe. And I call a part of that journey. Sometimes God can give you a vision for something and we try to push. Remember I was talking about the guy at the train, maybe it's a different train, babe, you know? Doesn't mean that train can't, but maybe it's just not now, right? But when God gives you a vision of something and then you're thinking, because you pushed the train and it didn't move and you moved on, that is not going to happen. But when God brings you something, just his momentum comes in, right? And you didn't even see it. God is in control, right? The Spirit, God, universe. You're like, what in the world? I thought I wasn't supposed to do that anymore. Yep. But the Spirit of just letting it go and riding his momentum. My prayer every morning. Oh, this is a lot. I do not talk my spirit stuff publicly. Like, this is really interesting. But my prayer is, God, not my way, your way. But this is the thing. A lot of people, oh, that's common. But I say, the breath that you gave me yet you give me breath to breathe, that level of breath, that level of air is what I want to consume my day. You said, whew, Like that level. Like I want my life to be that level, the breath, the air that you want me to. I want to breathe life from that level.
That air, that's crisp.
Right. And you
crazy.
leave your life, you leave your house thinking, God, just that air. But back to self, that means that I have to think above. I can't think dumbass Instagram shit.
Yep.
I can't think low vibration, nothing. I got to, it makes, I'm the chick accountable. How can I be accountable to my day? So that means I can't road rage. That means when I go to the store, my human might want to say, but thank you so much. Have a blessed day. I really appreciate you taking the time out, even if somebody messed up, because I got to give the grace that I want to get because I'm a human. It's just, so that's my whole.
I think the belief system, whatever it is that you have that allows you to hold and take absolute accountability for your life is the one that's most powerful.
Yeah.
Because there's many belief systems out there. I know people who's, still waiting to be saved and they waiting for somebody in the sky to come help them.
Yeah.
And there's people who have understand and they've adopted a belief system that it is on them to create what they want to create, and they can have the ability to create what they can.
Yeah.
All the abundances and prosperities that they want to have, they have the ability to do so. And
it's not in the name. I have to say my name is God. I say God. But it's not in the name that spirit carries, which goes back to what you were saying.
And that's what I had to learn too. I don't even think it's it's not in the religion. It's not about. It's all about your belief system that you have that allows you to wield the spiritual powers that already exist, the spiritual laws that already exist. And if you could figure out how to go about tapping into the matrix and doing that, then you're going to be powerful and you're going to be able to create whatever you want.
Yeah. I want to share this real quick.
And you're going to be able to find that good man.
Yes. Good man university.
Yo, so if you
and
look
tap
at
into your divine feminine.
Not to get too deep into this, but if you look at I got my alarms. I do my 4 a.m. So you see what that alarm say right there?
Wow.
You see that first alarm at 4
a.m.
What's that say?
It says, I am a black God every day. Ooh.
That's what I wake up to.
I'm a
black
God every day.
And the every day is how often it goes off.
Yeah, no, I'm reading the other ones too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You got it laid out, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going crazy with it.
No, but I love it. You know why? Because your life is in order. That means that you're starting off in order. That means that anything that comes in your life that gets you out of order is not your thing.
Yep.
And don't force it.
And you could dismiss it. And like you said, you give grace.
That's beautiful.
You give grace.
Yeah.
And we done took this this episode somewhere else.
I know.
But let me tell you.
We took it exactly where it's supposed to go.
We took it where it needed to go. And let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I'm sure because even through this hour and change now spent with you, I've developed a relationship with you. The people have developed a relationship with you. Please plug yourself in. Let these women know. And men too, if you can help they behind too. Let them know how they can get in touch with you and what you got for them.
Yes, absolutely. So, of course, I Want a Good Man University is justdategirl.org, justdategirl.org. My Instagram is justdategirl. I have to also say I am in school. I've been a successful coach for the last 10 years. But at 50, I went back to school to get my master's in marriage and family therapy. So in 7 months, I'm in my clinical practice now, which allows me to see people as an intern. They call me an intern MFT at Stacii Counseling Services. So if you make an appointment, I see people for trauma, addiction. So now I'm, of course, in relationships too.
Right.
But now I can see and really feed into I've learned that everything that I believe that makes this part work, that past, that childhood trauma, that's what really made me go back to school, because I wanted to be able to speak to people's past that's stopping this healthy part. That's why I went back to school. So now I can speak to that trauma, addiction. I can speak to, sexual abuse. I can speak to anxiety, depression, all of that. So please go to Stacii Counseling Services and make an appointment there. I think it's DOUTE.
Okay.
counselingservices.com, and you can make an appointment there, and it may not be anything relationship driven, but it may be some things from your past that's hindering your present relationship stuff.
I like that. They need,
Yeah,
they
so-
need to contact you ASAP.
Yeah, because I'm so excited. I'm going to be graduating. I'm going to be a licensed marriage and family therapist in 8 months.
Congrats.
I present to
Congrats.
you Dr. Stacii
Yes,
J.
yes,
Johnson,
yes, yes.
people.
But it's one more thing that we need from you though. This is specifically for the I Want a Good Man University. We need your graduating students
Yes.
to DM the page Hardly Initiated Podcast. We need their profile photo and their graduation certificate.
Yeah.
Because it's very important that Tarshawn and I give them their final test.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Really want to see it. Right?
No.
And for safety, we need the body count also. Just throw that in there as well. Just for safety purposes. But let me tell you guys, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Hardly Initiated. We are out.